gonna be you.
Welcome back to Giggles and Gains. I hope you are all good, guys. The feedback that I've got recently from a few of the episodes, especially the confidence shoot episode, has been absolutely insane. The guys had such an incredible day. Like, I cannot describe how much that day meant to me and to them. It was just so empowering. It was just girls bigging up girls. The comments and things that I got following the day from the ladies was just out of this world. I spent the best part of like 2 weeks absolutely bawling my eyes out. The reason I'm talking about this on this episode, the day this episode is recorded, we announced our winner. The winner of the confidence shoot transformation journey was Ellie. And Ellie's story is just a really, really special story. And she has won a £500 night at the Crazy Bear Hotel with a 3-course meal, Prosecco on arrival. So yeah, she's really, really going to enjoy that. I've recently posted Ellie's story on Instagram, but to give you kind of like a little bit of a briefing, she's in her early 20s and she is deaf. She actually left normal school and went to a deaf only school, and it was really, really good initially for her. And then all of a sudden she found it really difficult with some of the girls there and was really severely bullied. She actually attempted to end her life twice, and her confidence since those events was absolutely atrocious. And she just has been on such a journey with me. She's been with me for 4 months, and I remember her first call where she could literally barely even look at me. She would really struggle to talk to me, and she just threw herself in feet first. The next day she was coming on one of our client walks, and when I asked her to sign up to the photo shoot, she definitely said no, and I coaxed her into doing it, and it is one of the best things I could have done for her. I literally told her that she won earlier, and she just cried her eyes out, and she said she's just never had a group of people accept her for who she is, and that was just like the most heartwarming moment ever. Anyway, my agenda for today's episode is, I'm just been referring to my laptop. I did a post recently on Instagram where I talk about the things that I would do if I wanted to lose 10 kg in body weight and I wanted to become stronger. So what I want to do today is I want to chat through those points in a little bit more detail, giving you a little bit more context. And the reason I want to do that is because I believe that actually there is so much bump and fluff all over the internet, and there's so much conflicting information, and so many people don't know which way to go, what to do. And if you know me and you trust me, then hopefully I can add some value to you with sharing this knowledge with you. So my first, these are meant to be in 5 tips. I'm probably going to turn them into 10. So the first thing that I would focus on if I wanted to lose 10 kg and become stronger is, where is my protein coming from? I want to be hitting around 25 to 30 grams of protein with every single meal. This could be things like eggs, bacon medallions for breakfast, using carbohydrates like bagels, wraps to get my energy from. I would then be looking at my second meal, and that would also include 25 to 30 grams of protein. And that would probably, for me, be something like baked oats, where I'd be looking at using a form of protein whey. I don't like to use whey multiple times a day. I believe that you should be getting most of your protein from whole foods, which I'm going to be chatting about, but I do like to use a whey protein for one of my meals. The reason being is it's because it's convenient, and also it bakes really nicely in my oats. The next meal I would kind of have is a meal prepped chili. I slow cook it. I make about 10 portions. It lasts me maybe 2 to 3 weeks. If I like miss one, I don't have one. And again, that has 30 to 35 grams of protein in it. It's made with lean beef mince, lots of beans, lentils, vegetables, stuff like that. My next meal would classically be something I've barbecued, maybe chicken, steak, fish, on the barbecue, and then I would have that with, if it's obviously a burger, a brioche bun, and some sweet corn, some salad. I'm a proper salad girl. And that would be the first thing I would focus on, is hitting that protein. The reason that protein is so important is because it is the building blocks of the body. If you are in a fat loss phase and you're trying to lose your 10 kg, you need your protein, because it's got to be broken down by the body. It cannot be stored. It's then broken down into things like your digestive enzymes, your hormones. It helps your blood pump around your body. It helps digest your food. When you're consuming protein, you are actually using calories as energy to break down the protein. Therefore, it's an efficient way to eat food. So many people don't even hit enough protein. Your protein allowance should be, for my guys, if you're looking to build muscle, I'd be looking at doing 1.5 times body weight per protein in grams. So as an example, I weigh 70 kilos. That would then, oh my God, I'm testing myself on maths. 105 grams of protein. I hope I've got that right, because that's 1.5 times my body weight. So yeah, that's how much protein you should be getting, guys. Okay, my tip number 2, I would focus on snacking less and distributing my calories from my snacks for whole meals. So I don't actually tend to go for snack type things. I tend to actually eat 5 meals a day. And the reason I like to eat 5 meals a day is because I'm like a baby. I like to eat little and often. And when you are in a fat loss phase, you're obviously going to be in a calorie deficit. And that's going to then mean that you're going to be wanting to get like decent quality whole foods in that are going to fill you up for longer. They're going to fill you up for longer. They're going to make you feel good. They're going to be nutritious. And if you're going for like convenient snacks, like the low calorie, I don't know, let's give an example, Fiber One bars and stuff, you're not really getting much nutrients from them, and they're not really filling you up. So that would be my second tip. So if you're thinking you need to hit 25 to 30 grams of protein, if you're having 4 meals a day rather than snacks, you're easily going to get over 100 grams of protein in those meals. Okay. So let's talk about tip number 3. So I would plan to have 2 of my higher carb meals around my training. So I'll talk about when I lost 10 kg last year. I actually had to switch my whole nutrition up to kind of get my fat loss started, because it was being a bit stubborn. I used to have baked oats in the morning because I liked it for breakfast. So what I did is I switched my baked oats out and had them before I trained. And then I had something like my eggs, bacon, bagel for breakfast, because it had slightly less carbs in. And I wanted to get the majority of my carbs in around when I'm training. The reason that you want to get your carbs in around when you're training and a lot of your calorie dense foods is because your body is going to be utilizing those food. You're going to be burning more calories around this period of time. Because you're lifting weights, which is putting your body into a metabolic training zone. Therefore, you're burning more calories at that time. So in an ideal world, I do break the rules a little bit, because you want to be having your simple carbs. Your simple carbs are things like fruits, honey, sorry to say, but sweets, saurine, stuff like this. They're your quick release energy, okay? And that is why we want to have carbohydrates, because they are energy sources, girls. They are going to fuel you for your sessions. We want that energy for our sessions because we want to get stronger and we want to build muscle. Then post-training, I would be going for something like a wrap. Obviously, I don't even need to mention that these things need to have protein in them, but I would be going for a wrap, lots of green leafy vegetables. And the reason I'm going for those sorts of food there, something like rice, pasta, is your complex carbs, slow release energy, because I want to replace my glycogen stores that I've broken down through training. I want to put the protein back into my body to build and repair my muscles. Okay. So I'm not a really massive fan of eating carbs in the evening, and that is not for any stupid rule that you shouldn't have carbs before bed. It's just the fact that I am so busy and active during my day. I want to have the majority of my energy sources then, because I'm then going to be sitting down in the evening. So I don't really want to be using my carbohydrates then. I want to be making the most of them in the day when my metabolic rate is higher, because I want to be utilizing those carbohydrates for when we are training, okay? So tip number 4, training. Let's talk about training. So if I was looking to lose 10 kg and build muscle and get stronger, I would not be in the gym 5 times a week overcommitting myself. I would be in the gym 3 times a week. And if you've never been to the gym before, you would want to build a routine around the gym. If you are nervous of going to the gym, you need to build a routine around it to get more confident. So I'm going to do this in 2 parts. If you are new to the gym, my top tips would be: get yourself into the gym and have a gym induction. Initially, get that walk around. You can see where the equipment is. You can see where the cardio stuff is. You see where the toilets are, the changing rooms. Then I would give yourself a session where you're only gonna do cardio. You sit yourself on a bike, walk on a treadmill, on a cross trainer, and you scout the area around. Have a look at everything. See where everything is. Familiarize yourself with things and set yourself a goal just to be on the cardio equipment for 20 minutes if you are that terrified of being in there. And then go. That's it. That's all you need to do. Session number 2, set yourself a challenge to go in again. Cardio first, scout yourself around. And then what I'd love you to do is grab some dumbbells. There is a dumbbell workout in the highlights reel of my Instagram that you can use. And grab yourself a pair of dumbbells and do a dumbbell only workout. Take your dumbbells over to a nice quiet corner, build a bit of confidence, work your way through that routine. You don't need to stress yourself out. And then when you're ready to go into the gym, this is where you're looking at that structured program, because you've got a little bit more confidence. You know what you're doing. You know where everything is. Okay, so let me talk about a structured program. The reason I'm so passionate about a structured training program is because I personally have done fuck it programs, wing it programs, like doing what I fancy. I have got the best results from having structure because I'm building muscle, I'm adding progressive overload. Progressive overload is where you are adding an adaptation to your session. This could be you moving the weight better, you adding an extra rep, adding an extra set, lifting more weight as long as it's safe to do so. You could be adding less rest, time under tension or tempo to your reps. And this way you are allowing your muscles to adapt to that stimulus, so they then get stronger and they grow. And that is what progressive overload is. And you need to have progressive overload in your training to be able to progress, because the body adapts and gets used to what you are doing. So if you do not add progressive overload or some sort of structure to your session by monitoring your results, that is probably why you're not getting them. So if we're looking at structured programming, we're wanting to look at around 3 sessions a week, because that's a really good place to start. If you are one of my clients or you're me, I'm hitting up the powerlifting lifts. So I'm going to be doing a squat on day 1 because I want to be working my legs on day 1, and I'm going to do leg accessories after that. So I'd do a set of squats. Probably if I was new to the gym and I was looking to get stronger, I would be looking at doing a 5x5, 5 sets of 5 reps. I would then be adding somewhere between 4 or 5 accessory exercises to my training program with a rep range of between 3 to 8 or 3 to 12 repetitions, okay? Then I would want a bench session with chest, shoulders and tricep accessories. Again, for my bench, I would be using the 5x5 because we're wanting to get stronger. So we want to use that strength period of those reps. Like, if you're looking for strength and muscle building, we're coming into like the hypertrophy section, which is where we're building muscle, which is actually somewhere between, personal opinion, it's actually 8 to 15. But I believe that I've grown a lot of muscle around 5 repetitions. So chest, you've got your bench sessions, 5x5, and then you've got your 4 to 5 accessories sitting somewhere between 8 to 12 repetitions, because we're wanting to grow those muscles and get stronger. Finally, day 3, we've got deadlifts, back and biceps, and also we're going to throw in some core. And the reason we want to have your deadlift day separate from your squat day is because this day has the maximum fatigue, and we're looking at similar sort of rep ranges. What I would really suggest you do is you start to track and monitor the weights that you're lifting, and you give them a scale in which you're lifting them. So for example, with my guys, I use a reps in reserve, or you could use a percentage. Reps in reserve means if you've got a rep in reserve of 2, you've got 2 reps left in the tank. So if you've got a set of 5 to do, for a set of 5 reps, you would effectively leave 2 reps left in the tank. So you could do 7, but you don't do them. So let me explain that again. Reps in reserve means it's a basis of you using reps in reserve means that the effort that you are lifting at. So if you've got a set of 5 repetitions to do and you had a rep in reserve of 2, you're leaving 2 reps in the tank. So you're working at around 80%. Okay, so then you monitor your lifts and you track your lifts and you can see if you're working at that rep in reserve, do you then go, if you've got a rep in reserve of 4 on that set, could you then go up the following day? Okay, following week, sorry. Okay, I see I'm going to get to 5 and I'm still not done with my tips. Number 5, if I'm looking to lose 10 kg of body weight and I want to get stronger, I need to have a non-negotiable movement rule. The reason I want to have a non-negotiable movement rule is because I want to improve my cardiovascular fitness, because that's going to help my fat loss, and I want to move as much as I can. I want to do a lot of NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's moving the body, it's you fidgeting around, it's you getting your steps in. The reason that steps are so important and we love them because you burn more calories doing your steps than what you do your exercise. So if we're out moving more, that's going to be helping us with our fat loss goal. If I was recommending somebody to hit a step goal, if you are doing, for example, 5,000 steps at the minute, I would want you to increase that by 3 initially and then gradually work towards 10 to 12,000 steps a day. The reason I don't throw you straight in at the deep end with 12,000 steps is because it's overwhelming. You're having to make changes to your life and your habits to improve your step count. So my top tips for getting more steps in throughout the day: I get up first thing in the morning, go to the toilet, come downstairs, put the kettle on, go back upstairs and get changed, come back downstairs again, feed the dog, go back upstairs again and brush my teeth. That way I'm totaling up 5,000 steps. Sorry, I'm lying. That way I'm totaling up 500 steps before I've started my day. I'm then going to take myself down to the garden and walk the dog twice. When I go to Tesco's, I park further away. I use the upstairs toilet instead of the downstairs toilet. I take the longer route. I don't always opt for the easy option. When you're trying to increase your movement throughout the day, you need to actually make conscious choices to improve your movement, which is going to help your fat loss. Okay, so that's my 5 tips for improving, to getting 10 kg weight loss off and getting stronger. So the biggest things that I would need you to remember is if you are looking at pushing up more protein, you need to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit. So that calorie deficit could be tracked through tracking apps, for example, MyFitnessPal. And the reason that you need to track those calories is because the only way you know you're going to be in a deficit if you're tracking your food. Ways that you can actually accurately track your food whilst you're in a fat loss phase is weighing out your food on your kitchen scales, getting to know your serving sizes and your portion sizes, making sure that when you have your meals, you are inputting in them into your calorie app, making sure that when you plan your day backwards. Like, we all eat the same breakfast, we all eat the same lunch, but our dinner, we love changing it. So put your dinner in first and plan your day backwards. This way, you're always going to hit your protein and you're going to know that you're in a calorie deficit, and you're not going to get to the end of the day and have no calories left and go, oh shit, I fucked it. So they are my tips for getting your first 10 kg off and getting stronger. If you guys have any questions from this episode in the pod, then please drop me a DM and I will be able to answer them on Instagram, or put a question in the question box under Spotify. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, a little bit different to normal, and I can't wait to see you next time.